did you first come over to England to play rugby league?
I came over at the end of 2008, so the start of 2009, so just before Christmas, just for the pre-season with Gateshead last year.
And what made you sign for Gateshead?
Just opportunity mainly. I just got a European passport which I couldn't get hold of previously, and once I got hold of that, it sort of gave me the opportunity to come over here, and Gateshead showed a lot of interest, and we just went from there.
And how do you find the English game compared to the Australian one?
I enjoy it. I love the crowds and stuff. They really get into it. It probably suits me a bit better. It's more creative over here. Back home, it's becoming a bit like a game of touch football with the ruck and that. So yeah, I enjoy it.
So would you say that's the better thing about English rugby than Australian rugby?
I just think they use the ball a bit more, and now that back home, not every team, but there's a lot of running from dummy half, and it's just pretty much a good Super League game is just as good as watching a good NRL game these days.
And who do you play for back in Australia?
Played for quite a few clubs, St George, Cronulla South, Balmain, club in Brisbane East. I've had a run with Toulouse and Cabramatta in Sydney, so I've been to quite a few clubs.
You also mentioned playing for Toulouse in your former clubs there. What do you think to their inclusion in the British game?
I think it's great. I think there is a strong rugby league foothold there. Hopefully it does kick on, and maybe one day they might be in Super League. Hopefully not at the expense of one of the traditional clubs like Halifax or Widnes or Barrow or somebody like that. But there's definitely support there. Whether they're ready to come in now, who knows? But I enjoyed my season there, and I wish them the best for this year.
How important do you think it is to keep the heartland clubs in the top flights of rugby?
I think it's very important. I think a lot of sports these days, not just rugby league, they try and expand it, make the game national or international, but more than 50% of the time it doesn't work, and you got to remember where your tradition is and the foundation clubs, and they're always going to have the support. So you're always going to have a strong club, you're going to have strong juniors coming through, and you're going to have strong crowds. So I think you've got to look after your own before you worry about expanding into other areas which are risky.
And you think Halifax is potentially a Super League club?
I think so, with the support, and they're putting in a backroom staff now that's pushing us towards Super League. With all those factors and the strength of the team, there's no reason why they won't be included in the Super League in a few years.
Many people said last year we lacked a stand-off, which hindered our progress. And obviously you're now the first choice stand-off. What do you feel you can bring to the team?
I think even before the new players came here, Dylan, myself, Stanley and Macca, they had a very good side, and they had a side of capable of winning the comp. These new players they've brought in maybe add a little bit of experience and a little bit of composure under pressure, but I mean, to be fair, they were pretty unlucky not to win it last year. Hopefully they had a really good squad last year. Hopefully this year they've probably got 4 more good players, and it'll just add a little bit of depth to the squad. For myself, as a standoff, maybe I can take a little bit of pressure off some of their key men in the halfback and hooking roles.
You've played with Ben Black before back in Australia, I do believe. How does that help your game straight away from coming to the team?
Yeah, I know there's been quite a big thing about us playing back home. We only played once together, but we know each other quite well, and I just think with our combination, we're 2 different style of players, so once we click, it's going to be hard for opposition coaches to try and sort out a game plan, not only to stop the rest of the team, but to stop us. Blackie's quite sharp and a very good runner of the ball, and myself are probably a bit different with my organisational skills and kicking and passing game. So, it's a team game, and I think our combination will get better as the year goes on, and hopefully we click, and it'll be hard to stop.
There's been quite a change around at Halifax this year. In fact, we've adopted the 5 captaincy rule system. What are your personal opinions on that?
Well, Matt's the coach. I think it's a good idea. He obviously believes in it. It's worked at other clubs. It just gives it probably different perspective from different players. There's still players that aren't in that leadership group that will have a lot of say, and they've been here a while, and their leadership will carry on as it has last year. I think with the leadership group, as I said, it just gives a few different perspectives instead of just one person. It probably takes a bit of pressure off the captain as well.
And how exactly is it working at Halifax? Which department does each player work in our leadership group?
Well, I think if there's any sort of minor problems and that, we can go speak to Matt. He's very open and he's always willing to listen. So we haven't come across any problems at the moment. It's been really hard with the weather and that. We haven't been able to get use of pitches and stuff. So but Matt's kept the squad very positive, as well as the other coaches. So it's just a matter of getting some games under our belt now and getting ready for the next two big games in Batley and Widnes.
And obviously, should Halifax win it this year, or should any other team win it this year, it's a cash prize, it's a trophy with no promotion. Are you for or against promotion and relegation, the franchising system?
I haven't really thought about it a terrible lot. I don't mind the promotion relegation because it gives clubs in the lower divisions some sort of genuine aim to make it to the top, as long as their financial part of the stability of the club's there and they do win the competition. There's no reason why they should go up. And same with sides in Super League. If they run last, they should be coming down.
And to finish on the quick fire 5 questions, who's the loudest teammate at the club?
Loudest teammate? You can always hear Pato's voice in the background somewhere laughing.
And the quietest?
The quietest? Probably be the young two boys from the academy, Danny. They're both very quiet, but once you talk to them, they'll get a conversation up and going.
Who's always the last out of the shower?
Last out of the shower, probably me.
And the hardest grafter at the club?
The hardest grafter? We've got some good trainers. Chaz is a real good trainer. You've got a number of them there. There's a lot of good trainers, a lot of good players.
And what can the English game adopt from the Australian game?
It's a tough one. I think the English game's going quite good, to be honest. I think it's very entertaining and I enjoy it, so that's all that matters.
Excellent, thank you.